Good morning. Good morning. Coming to you from Cozumel, the sun has not yet risen. We meet the sun. It is early in the morning. You have a brand new day, a fresh day. Welcome to your new life. Welcome to love. Welcome to peace. Welcome to bliss. Welcome to all things beautiful. Welcome to energy in your body temple. Welcome to happiness. Welcome to your soul's fulfillment. Welcome to health, vitality, flexibility, youthfulness. Welcome to love. Welcome to it all your dreams fulfilled. Welcome. Welcome to infinite power, infinite wisdom, infinite love. Welcome. Deep breath. Is the sound good, Clubhouse? Clubhouse, is the sound good? Is the sound good, Clubhouse? Yes. All right. Let's roll. Deep breath. A deep breath to still the mind. This is our daily morning spiritual practice. A deep breath to still the mind. A deep breath and relax the body. Listen to the gentle rustling of the breeze. Align with the rustling of the leaves and the singing of the birds and the lapping waves of the ocean, kissing the sand. Align. Greet the day. Greet the day with an open heart, with love in your heart. Greet the day. Greet your boo, greet your kids, greet your parents, greet your family with love and watch what happens. Deep breath. We're becoming accustomed to arising very early to meet the sun, the witching hour. Deep breath and straighten the spine, Kundalini energy flowing freely. Deep breath and open the third eye. Deep breath and remember who you are. This is a game of remembering, not of learning new things. You already know everything. There is an aspect of you that is source. It knows all. The real you knows everything already. There's nothing we're trying to learn. We're simply remembering. That's the resonance. When you remember something, the resonance is there like, ooh, 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 yes. That's you remembering, beloved. And now scan your body from feet to crown. Slowly scan. See how beautiful and perfect your body is. Send love to all your cells. Send love to all the billions of atoms in your body right now. Scanning your body from your toes to your crown. Now, if you meet any space that has some energy kind of congealed, breathe into it, and with your intention of energy and sound, simply Om. Deep breath in and hit it with an Om. Om. If Om does not completely suit you, Aum works perfectly as well. Again, deep breath in to your whole cells, all the body, all the atoms in your body. Hit them with an Om. Deep breath in and Om. Yes, feel the cells of your body waking up, feel them dancing. The cells in your body dancing, happy, atoms happy. They're alive, they're sparkling with light. Give them more energy, love energy, with an Om. Deep breath in, all the cells of your body, all the atoms, the molecules dancing in the pure divine energy that is Om. Deep breath in, Om. Deep breath in, Om. Calibrate your cells, calibrate, calibrate. Deep breath in, Om. Smile. Let all your cells know you're having a good time. Deep breath in, get rid of dis-ease, disharmony in the body, temple, stillness, stuckness, pain, stagnancy, growths, rashes, all of it gone. Restoring your body to the perfect blueprint, the perfect pattern. Your body knows the perfect pattern. We're simply aligning with it now. It already knows the perfect pattern. Deep breath in, Om. Continue at your own pace. Love to your body, showering your body with love. Lose your edges. Lose your separation. Lose your container. Lose your container. And know you are one with all. Blur the edges. Deep breath. One with the wind. Deep breath. Om. Smile. Happiness is your natural state. Assume now. Simply be happy now. The Course says God's will for me is perfect happiness. Assume perfect happiness now. And breathing deeply. Appreciate and bless everything in your world. As Source did when it was created, Source called it good. Bless everything in your world now. Call it good. Now we prepare for lesson 17. In A Course in Miracles, congratulate yourself. You have already completed 16 days, and now here is day 17. If you have not completed 16 days, all good. You're here right now, beloved. You're here on day 17. Hallelujah. Look down first. And slowly, slowly, slowly open your eyes in complete, unconditional love for yourself and all love for yourself and the whole universe. Open your eyes slowly, 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 staying in a meditative state. Now, roll your eyes around your head to the right. Roll them around. Exercise your eyes. See, your eyes don't go bad. Your muscles weaken. Strengthen the muscles. Then your sight will be better. Your eyes don't go bad, family. Your eyes know what to do. The muscles, they need working out. Work out your eye muscles. Circle your eyes around in your head to the right a few times, then circle them around to the left. Your eyes will thank you. They need working out too. It's wonderful to wake up early in the morning and get some sunlight into your eyes. Yes? Beautiful. Now, if it doesn't blow me off of this rooftop deck, we can go outside in a moment and look at the sunrise if you desire. Let's begin. Here we are. A Course in Miracles. Screen share. Lesson 17. Here we roll. Here we go. Okay, family, on YouTube and Facebook, can you all see the screen? Can you all see the screen? Let me know if you all see the screen in the comments, and I'm going to come over and look in the comments and make sure you all can see the screen. Can you all see the screen? Can you all see the Course in Miracles, what I just did? Let me know in comments. Excellent. We're cooking with gas, baby, just like my grandfather used to say that. We are cooking with gas. Lesson 17, say it to yourself. I see no neutral things. Yesterday was, I have no neutral thoughts. We learned yesterday that every thought is either a love or a fear thought. Every thought is either a peace or a war thought. Every thought is either contributing to truth or lie. Buenos dias, is either contributing to truth or contributing to illusion. Yes? Today, we are going to take it even further with I see no neutral things. This idea is another step in the direction of identifying cause and effect as it really operates in the world. We must understand cause and effect as it really operates in the world. This is one of the big lessons in the mystery school. If you are not in the mystery school yet with us in either initiation, which closes January for the year, or in ascension, which is open, and you stay in ascension as long as you like until you become spiritual and rich. If you're not in either one of those, then you hop in now, because we go deep into the law of cause and effect. You see no neutral things because you have no neutral thoughts. Remember, first we make it up in our mind, then we see it. First we make it up in our mind, then we see it. You see no neutral things because you have no neutral thoughts. It is always the thought that comes first. Tell yourself it is always the thought that comes first. It is always the thought that comes first. It is always the thought that comes first. Despite the temptation to believe that it is the other way around, that I'm seeing things and then it's having an effect on me. I'm thinking about it. I'm seeing something, but it has nothing to do with my thoughts. I'm seeing something. If we see something and we think it has nothing to do with our thoughts, then we do not understand the law of cause and effect. We don't understand the law, and that is all good. It's a-okay if you don't understand the law, because the beauty of it is you can learn it and you can remember it at any time. Tell yourself it is always the thought that comes first. It is always the thought that comes first. It is always the thought that comes first. And why do we go so deep into this lesson? And why do we say it to ourselves and into each lesson? And why do we say it to ourselves? And why do we speak it? Because speaking is a vibration, it's sound, and sound changes things. So as you speak it, you are changing your subconscious mind. This is not the way the world thinks, but you must learn that it is the way you think. If it were not so, perception would have no cause and would itself be the cause of reality. In view of its highly variable nature, this is hardly likely. In applying today's idea, say to yourself with eyes open, here's our exercises for today. Every day we have exercises. Beloved, you get to be about it, not just be hearers of the word, but we are doers. We walk it out. We walk it out in our vibration. We walk it out in our speaking, our words, our beingness is oozing truth, love, wisdom, power. In applying today's idea, say to yourself with eyes open. Some exercises we do with eyes closed. Today, we will do these exercises with our eyes open. I see no neutral things because I have no neutral thoughts. Say it to yourself. I see no neutral things because I have no neutral thoughts. I see no neutral things because I have no neutral thoughts. Then look about you, resting your glance on each thing you note long enough to say, I do not see a neutral tree because my thoughts about tree are not neutral. I do not see a neutral table because my thoughts about table are not neutral. I do not see a neutral phone because thoughts about my phone are not neutral. I do not see a neutral computer because my thoughts about computer are not neutral. For example, you might say, I do not see a neutral wall because my thoughts about walls are not neutral. I do not see a neutral body because my thoughts about bodies are not neutral. You get it. You get it, family. You get it. You're just looking around. As usual, it is essential to make no distinctions between what you believe to be animate or inanimate. You see a body, you see an arm, you see a tree, you see a frog, you see a wall. You see a diamond, you see a roach. Neutral. Pleasant or unpleasant. Don't make distinctions. Don't make distinctions. Don't make distinctions. It is what it is. Regardless of what you may believe, you do not see anything that is really alive or really joyous. Wow. We've been living in the matrix, just like Morpheus said to Neo when he asked, why do my eyes hurt? When they pulled Neo out the matrix, why do my eyes hurt? Morpheus said, you've never used them. You see, you can't use your eyes to see joy. That is because you are unaware as yet of any thought that is really true and therefore really happy. See, a really true thought is really happy thought. A really true thought is a really happy thought. A really true thought is a really happy thought. Tell yourself that. A true thought is a happy thought. A true thought is a happy thought. So all the thoughts that I'm having that are not happy, they can't be true. 3 or 4 specific practice periods are recommended, and no less than 3 are required for maximum benefit. You cannot half-ass this. Don't do 2 and forget the rest of the day. Set your chimes all throughout the day on my exercises. Why? Because you're making it a habit. You are very close to making these things a habit, because at 28 to somewhere between 28 and 38 days, you will kick in a new habit. So if you can hang in here to day 28, day 30, day 35, somewhere in that window between 28 and 38, a new habit is created. You won't have to make yourself wake up anymore. You might already see that you're already just waking up in the morning. Your subconscious mind has already latched onto it as a habit, and it's simply waking you up every morning for your daily spiritual practice. You just go right into it. That's what happens with the exercises throughout the day. We simply do the exercises. They're habitual. We habitually clean and correct. It's just a way of being. So we're going to do 3 or 4, no less than 3. Don't do 2. Do 3 or 4. Tell yourself now, today I will do 3 or 4 for maximum benefit, even if you experience resistance. Let's do the first one now. However, if you do, the length of the practice period may be reduced to less than the minute or so that is otherwise recommended. We're only going to do a minute, 60 seconds. Let's do our first one now. Eyes open, look around you, and begin. I see no neutral things. Let me get the wording correct. I do not see a neutral light, because my thoughts about lights are not neutral. I do not see a neutral flower pot, because my thoughts about flower pots are not neutral. I do not see a neutral pool, because my thoughts about pools are not neutral. I do not see a neutral chair, because my thoughts about chairs are not neutral. I do not see a neutral tower, cell phone tower. Is that a 5G tower? See what the mind does? Because my thoughts about cell phone towers are not neutral. I do not see a neutral cloud in the sky right now, neutral clouds in the sky right now, because my thoughts about clouds are not neutral. I do not see a neutral life ring over there, because my thoughts about life rings are not neutral. I do not see a neutral bar over there, because my thoughts about bars are not neutral. Breathe. See how easy it is to do the exercise? You just did your first one, only 2 more required. 12 noon, 4 p.m. Done for the day. 3 minutes. And that is our Course in Miracles lesson for the day. Lesson 14, lesson 17. Maybe I need 14 again. Lesson 17. I see no neutral things. Lesson 17. Floor is open.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. We're on Clubhouse to let everyone know on Facebook and YouTube. Welcome, Facebook. Welcome, YouTube. We love you. We're on Clubhouse, and it's all recorded. You can come back and get it anytime. You can go through it day by day. You can go through the meditations at your leisure. Anytime you need a meditation, you know we got a bunch of meditations here for you. Queen Hadassah.
Good morning, everyone. Yes. Well, this lesson here, I see no neutral thoughts. Like the lesson says, it helps me to identify cause and effect, or how cause and effect operates in this world. And this is cool because for me, in my previous life as a research scientist, this is what I did as a quantitative researcher. We're looking at what are all the causal factors on this side of the equation that produces this effect. So this lesson tells me that the thought comes first, which obviously has to be the cause. So my question is, what are the effects, or what is the effect? So lesson 17 tells me my meaningless thoughts. So not only are my thoughts first, but they are meaningless, and they're showing me a meaningless world, which is the effect. And so, what is the effect of seeing a meaningless world? Lesson 12 tells me that it makes me upset. So then this lesson reminds me that this is the way I'm thinking, not anyone else, just me. These are my thoughts in my world that I created with my thoughts of fear. And so this lesson not only does it align with universal law of cause and effect, but also the scientific process. So it definitely, I know it sounds like my mind thinks a little like more like a computer, if then what. So this lesson helps me to understand why I see neutral things, and it helps me by understanding the we call it the temporal sequencing. What comes first, and then what comes after. So if I am upset about something, it's because I'm seeing a meaningless world because my thoughts are meaningless. And I'm experiencing this all by myself, no one else. So therefore, I never see anything neutral. It's always imbued with my belief system. And therefore, I cannot see anything neutral. It's either, as you said, love or fear. And maybe grades in between, but it's only two things that I can see, which is thoughts, true thoughts and false thoughts. So this lesson helps me to unravel what I am seeing and why I'm seeing it. And I am complete.
Holla. The thought always comes first. The thought always comes first. The thought always comes first. Then I see it. Wow. Harlem World King is in the building. What's up? What's up? Mad love. What is up? How you loving? Peace, 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 peace to you. Oh, Harlem World King, so good seeing you again. I hadn't realized how much I miss you until I just now saw you. Harlem World King been on the YouTube channels for donkey years, as they say in Jamaica. For donkey years, man. Okay, the Circle of Life. Thanks for all the information about decoding myself. Yesterday, I discovered my galactic signature. White crystal web, yes. Before starting this, I knew nothing about a galactic signature. OMG. When I read the galactic signature and my reading for myself, it it was my whole life. It was speaking my whole life. It resonated more for me than the astrology of Western astrology. It resonated more for me than Western astrology. Western astrology is wonderful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. They're all beautiful. They're all amazing. No one is right or wrong. They're all going to resonate deeply and differently for you. Go with where there is deep resonance for you. And now that you know about it, you're exposed to it, does it have resonance for you? If it does, run in that direction. Run with the resonance. All right. A Lake Princess, are you next? Or Harmony is that, or was Harmony going to speak?
Well, I mean, mine is really quick. I just love the portion where it said if it's not a happy thought, then it's not a true thought. And that immediately made me smile. Now I'm complete.
Isn't that a beautiful knowing? It's a good understanding to have. Let me pull out our tarot deck because we're going to go to our card for the day. It's a beautiful knowing to have because if it's not a happy thought, it's not a true thought. It's not true. I'm terrorizing myself and I'm telling myself a lie. All right. Yes. All right. Next, we are going to go to Lake Princess. And Lake Princess, before you share, I'm going to forbid you from using a couple of words. Would that be okay?
Let me write those words down.
I love it. You want to play? You want to play? I'm going to forbid you to use the word hard or try or anything not joyful. Okay? Only only joy. Yes?
Okay, because mine was a question. It was
Okay.
more of a philosophical question, if that still counts.
Yes, come on. Bring
I don't
it.
use those two words. So, energy is supposed to be neutral. If our thoughts are not neutral, how can how is energy still neutral? Is it just that we are like using like alchemy or something to turn something into nothing into something. I'm not saying neutral means nothing, but is that what we're doing? Or is that just how we were meant to be? Like, we're meant to make things very complex in a sense.
This is such a good question, like Princess. Wow. This is such a good question because you do see a lot of people that are very, very confused and mixed up in their own minds. And this energy question would free a lot of people. So let's go into it. The first thing that came to me when you began to ask this question about energy is energy, yes, everything in the universe is neutral. In that, it does not have an inherent meaning in my mind. I shouldn't be in meaning making. And when I say shouldn't, let me change that. It's not in my best interest for me to make up meanings for everything in my life. Oh, this means that, and that means that, and that means that, and that means that. And the reason why the Course says it's not good for us to do that is because our thoughts are crowding everything in our existence, and therefore we cannot see the word of God written on everything. We lose divinity, we lose awe. You ever see people that are jaded? They've lost their awe. Like, everything awes me. Like, I could walk and look at a leaf and start crying. That's the life of a mystic and a magician, a true magician, an alchemist, a witch, a wizard, and any magical being, any mystical being, mystical and magical, are in touch with dimensions far beyond this third dimension, and they haven't lost their awe. They haven't lost their awe. And I was in a room the other day, and I'll tell how this relates to the question, because this is a multi-layered question and we want to answer it with the appropriate distinctions. I was in a room the other day with atheists, which I like atheists a lot, because atheists don't just go for what you teach them, and they hard line reject things that don't have evidence. So you really have to step up your game when you're talking to atheists. And I like talking to people that don't agree with how I look at things, so that I can grow and go and look at it from this direction, look at it from this angle, and look at it from this angle, and grow my consciousness. And then I don't get stuck in a world of my own biases, because we all have biases and they're invisible. They're cognitive dissonance that we all have, and we don't understand our own biases. And we have, like, probably dozens of biases working at all times. So to break my own paradigms, I purposely put myself in places where people don't see things the way I see them. I purposely go to other countries where people do them differently from me, do things differently from me, possibly the exact opposite of me, because it just breaks my paradigms. And it makes me see, oh, I was limited in that part of my mind. Well, when you look at the world is neutral. So dog is neutral. But the problem with neutral, it doesn't mean anything. The problem with that is that in the United States, you have people that revere dogs. We actually have a dog religion in the United States. You can tell it's a dog religion because they revere the dogs. They take the dogs to a special place to get them cleaned. They take the dogs to a special place to put the bows on their hair. They take them to a special place to cut their ears the way they want them to be cut, or cut their tail the way they want them to go. They take the dogs to a place to have an operation. They take the dogs to the ice cream. I saw an ice cream parlor for dogs when I was in Virginia Beach. They put the dogs in strollers. Now that's the dog religion in the United States. I love dogs. I love dogs. And hey, dog is God spelled backwards. So if that, it's nothing wrong with it. Don't think I'm saying anything wrong with it. I'm showing you some distinctions. Now, if you go to China, they eat dogs. They take the dog off the street, and the dog is like a pig. They take the dog, they kill the dog, they skin it, they slice it, they eat it. You don't see no dogs in no strollers. There's not going to be a dog. I don't know. Maybe you would like make a lot of money if you went to China and you opened some kind of dog uh, shop, because you won't. I saw one dog in China that was a stray dog, and that was a puppy, and he was whining like he was like I think he sensed he was in danger, and he was standing outside of a restaurant. And I think he might have been looking for his mama, but his mama was probably on a plate. They don't play do you see how different that is? And do you see that if you're in the cult of dogs, I call it's a cult at this point, because dogs can't even use their legs anymore. I don't know what these people think dogs were doing before they came along. This is how far humanity will go from nature. In nature, now if you go to Peru, you see dogs in nature. Here in Mexico, you see dogs in nature. What are they doing? Walking around. No leashes, no this, no that. How are they surviving without someone grabbing them and putting a bow on their head and putting them in a stroller? I don't know. How did they survive all these years without us doing all these things to them? I don't know. Anyway, here's the deal. If you are stuck in your paradigm and right now what I'm saying is upsetting you, good. I like it. Because if what I'm saying is upsetting you, that means you have a paradigm. You have a paradigm that you made up. You made it up and you believe it. And guess what? When you make up something and you believe it, that's called an illusion. And I'm here to yank away the illusions from myself and everyone who wants their illusions yanked away. Now, I'm not saying I don't love dogs. I love them. You want to buy a dog stroller? Boo, go buy yourself a dog stroller. And I'm just letting you know that if you took that very same dog and that very same stroller over to China, they would be looking at your dog like it was lunch. It's the appetizer on the menu. What's the problem? And if you went to Peru, the dogs are all walking around doing their life. And if you went to Bali, people have dogs in Bali. The dog sits outside, the dog goes where the dog feels like it, comes back home, it eats what it feels like. Every house in Bali has a dog, and they bark at you like crazy at night. And the dogs are in the temple and the dogs are living their own lives. Actually, I think dog is higher intelligence than humans, obviously. Like dogs know what to do, just like you know what to do. But we don't think dogs even know what to do. I'm telling you, a dog is God. A dog knows exactly what to do. Super intelligence. I think higher intelligence than the humans that are trying to give them ice cream and put a cast on their leg. I'm with Taya Bell's brother on that. He's a dog trainer. He's like, leave the fucking dog alone. Okay, the dog knows what to do.
You know what? I didn't think that the dog knew what to do until my dog had her first litter of puppies 2 months ago, and like I watched every video on YouTube on how to deliver these puppies. And I asked my brother, because he was going to be watching the dogs while I went to Aruba, if he had watched any dog videos just in case she went into labor while I was gone. And he was like, no. So she went into labor 3 hours before my plane left. And the first 3 puppies she had while I was still here. And she just knew what to do. Like, she took their umbilical sac off. She cleaned them up. She took off she took off the umbilical cord. Like, she did everything. So unfortunately, I had to transport her while she was in labor to my brother's house, who was going to watch her. And she delivered the next 2 dogs by the time I got on the plane. And he texted me, he was like, sarcastically, good thing I watched those puppy birthing videos on YouTube that I had insisted he watched, because I didn't think that the dog was going to know what to do. She absolutely knew what to do. And it was like, I was just amazed because she never had puppies before. So I thought that I would have to help her or show her what to do when it was just instinct. She knew exactly what to do. And she's been knowing what to do with these puppies since she had them. And to me, that's just an amazing thing. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, if a dog was in nature, when I was in Mexico to visit you, I actually was sad at all the dogs that looked like they were homeless, but I guess it was just a dog being a dog. And my brother says I humanize dogs, and I should not, because it's an animal. But yeah, I did not think that she was gonna know what to do, and she delivered all 5 of those babies without any assistance from me.
And you know what's so beautiful about that? It's nature. Nature knows what to do. Humans are the only beings that can go contrary to nature. Dogs can't go contrary to nature. Cows can't go contrary to nature. A palm tree can't go contrary to nature. An eagle can't go contrary to nature. Doesn't want to. Humans, we're the only beings on the planet that can go contrary to nature. Therein lies our first big problem. We don't know we are nature. You don't know y'all. You are the universe. That means you have all the wisdom inside you. This is where it's very interesting. Ruby says, my dog baby is not going to China. Good, Ruby, because if you want to keep your dog baby, do not take your dog baby to China. Okay? And look, I love what you said, Harmony, because you said, now we're just looking at dogs. And Lake Princess, I promise this is the answer to the question. We're coming around. We're looking at dogs. And do you notice that Harmony shared that when she went to Mexico and she saw dogs free outside, living their dog life in the sun, taking naps, eating food. If they need something, they go and they know which plant to eat to heal their body. Happy, they're running around with other dogs. I mean, they're living a dog life, unfettered of the ideas of humans, but we want to capture them, bring them inside a house like, oh God, okay, let me love these humans because clearly they need love because they bought me inside a house because dog is all about love and loyalty, right? And so then you put something around their neck. Oh my God, I'm captive now. They caught me. And then the free dogs are looking at them like, wow, you have a human now. Yeah, I got a human. I got to babysit this human. You're on the other end of the leash, boo. Look how far from nature you've come. I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. I'm saying, look at it. What am I? And start asking yourself some real questions. What am I doing? Okay. So we think that nature is dumb. We think that nature is subordinate to our intellect. And that happened, that's a fairly recent tragedy in human history, somewhere around maybe 17th, 18th centuries and 19th century, because before the 17th, 18th century, and it bleeds into the 19th, 20th, and 21st century, everyone knew that the whole universe was magical. There was no difference between astrology and astronomy. Do you realize that astronomy and astrology were one and the same? And then we parted ways with those when we started thinking intellect was superior to nature. And then it got us into all kinds of trouble. And that's where we are now. So we've got to bring ourselves back home to the truth. Yes. When is the truth? Nature. Nature cannot lie. So bringing yourself back to nature. Does this happen in nature? Here's another part of it. You know how to have a baby if you're a woman. You know exactly how to have a baby by yourself. But what did everybody tell you? That you can't do it. That's what they told you. Didn't they tell you that?
Basically. Like
That's
it's true because I had a cat once and she had delivered by herself in my neighbor's yard in a secluded area. Um, so what I'm taking from you, what you said so far, everything is neutral. Don't always apply meaning, and the mind crowds itself with too much meaning. I do, I do have cognitive dissonance. I am working. I'm trying not to use the bad words you told me not to say.
oh. Wait.
Um,
Trying not to use trying. Trying is one of the words.
I'm sorry.
No, 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 no. No apologies.
Okay.
Only awareness.
Yes,
That's all. Only awareness. Yeah.
I am doing my part to rid myself of cognitive dissonance because why am I not afraid of a spider, but I'm afraid of a roach in my bathroom or something like? Or
Okay, and before we go further, like Princess, let's wrap this piece up because we want to.
Yes.
Yes, I want to wrap this thing up with a pretty bow. Okay, so here's the part of it that to bring it all together. Everything is neutral. Things do not have inherent meanings. We are meaning making machines because we're making up meaning all the time. We just had one example of dog. When we make up meanings, we are not always aware that we have made up a meaning and assigned meaning to that thing. And the meaning that we made up and assigned to that thing is problematic because it is obscuring our vision from what that thing really is. And the thought always comes first, and then I see it. Now, with regard to energy, this was the first thing that came to me. There are energetic patterns and currents in the universe that are different, that came from where? Our mass consciousness, our thoughts. So when you have mass consciousness, remember in Kabbalah, it teaches us, which we study in the mystery school. Kabbalah, we get into those Kabbalistic lessons deeper into the sort of in the 18s, 20s in the lessons and the 40 foundations lessons. Kabbalah teaches that with every thought, you birth either an angel or a demon. Isn't that profound? That's not literal as far as I can see. What it's saying is the exact same thing the Course is saying. No thought is neutral. And either your thought that you're having, each thought is contributing to the illusions of the world, the fears and the suffering of the world, or it is contributing to the truth and therefore the happiness of the world. Each thought, which the way the Kabbalists say it, is every thought is either birthing an angel or birthing a demon. So, if we were to understand the gravity of our thoughts, we wouldn't just be walking around randomly thinking. You would not let your mind just go. You would not, you would take it as a supreme charge and unction, not an obligation. Obligations are heavy. No one wants an obligation. You would take it as a supreme inspiration and a supreme charge and an unction to master your mind. That would be your number one thing to do, because you would understand not only are you affecting yourself in your entire life, you're affecting the lives of everyone you love, you're affecting the whole universe with every thought. Because as we all think collectively, each one of us is creating in our own world, and you can't create in another person's world, yet you can add to the scales of love or fear. Everybody's adding to it in the collective consciousness. So every thought matters. Every thought matters. Now, let's go a little deeper with the energy. So, if there are demons in existence, let's just call them negative energy entities, pockets and densities of energy that have turned negative. Why? Because our fear is spewing out into the universe and it's actually forming entities. What is an entity? A current, a pattern of energy that can be dissipated, that can be transmuted into a higher frequency, high vibration. And we don't know that these things attach to us. This is when people start to have negative entities. It's only energy. Everything is energy. It's just energy. Don't think of it as some big demon. You know, that's the meaning people gave the demon. You hear the word demon and you think some big creature crawling out of hell, slimy. And, you know, if you watch all those shows on TV, you're going to think a demon looks like this or a demon looks like that. Or it, wipe all that meaning out of your mind if you were just to say that it's an entity. And I use the word demon only because Kabbalah says angel demon to help you clearly ascertain the distinction between what is loving and positive and what is not. You see, the sword, which would be the same thing as saying, as A Course in Miracles says, that I need to see what is real and what is not real. Same thing. Now, if you walk about this planet in truth and happiness and love, because of the principle of attraction and repulsion, you will repel the negative. You will attract what's vibing with you. It's a match. 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 How? Because it all begins with a thought. The thought always comes first. The thought is not neutral, which means the thought has power. Every thought. If that doesn't make you shudder, every one of my thoughts, and I'm having 80,000 thoughts a day, every one of your thoughts, Kaisi, I'm just talking to myself. Every one of my thoughts is doing something. It's either going on the love scale or it's going on the fear scale for myself and for the collective. Is that clearer?
Yeah, yeah, I can see that because I've heard about what was it called? I've heard about the negative energy. It's just like I could go on and on about what I've heard about demons, but I do want to ask, how do you spell Kamala?
Oh, yeah. Yes, Kabbalah. Kabballah. Kabbalah.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
Kabbalah.
Kabbalah.
Some
Okay.
people call it Kabbalah, and Kabbalah. Uh, there are many ways that you could learn Kabbalah, and if you're hearing about it now, I'll give you an entry into a couple of great Kabbalah resources. One is the Kabbalah Center, the Kabbalah Center. Even though some people say it's more like pop Kabbalah, more like Kabbalah for the masses. And then you could go to Kabbalah.info, which is they have an incredible YouTube channel and really good. You could get the book of Zohar, you could get the Zohar, which is the Kabbalistic holy text. I have the Zohar. I have not read it because I have it in Hebrew. It has so much energy coming off of it. I mean, you can just have a Zohar without even reading it, and you would have profound energetic experiences with the Zohar, especially if you this is going a little deeper. If you, some of the Kabbalistic practices are to meditate on the name of God, especially in Kabbalah, there are 72 names of God. But if you meditate on the names of God in Hebrew, I used to have it on a piece of paper, and that was part of my meditation. I would just gaze at the Hebrew letter of one of the names of God. Let's say the name of God that you desire to do this or do that, because all 72 names of God, according to Kabbalah, all 72 names of God have a different function and have a different strand and a different energy. And these are 72 points of power, you could say, or 72 energy streams that you can be used for different things. Well, and 72 is a recurring number. It's in magic. You see the 72 demons of that King Solomon talked about in the clavicle of Solomon, and you see the 72 angels and 72 powers. That's a recurring theme. It's very profound. It's very powerful. So in Kabbalah, even if I meditated on just the name of God on a piece of paper in Hebrew, it starts changing your consciousness. All you have to do is just gaze at the paper. That's it. You don't have to think anything. You don't have to believe anything. You don't have to ask anything. You don't have to wonder anything. You don't have to resist anything. There's nothing to do. This is the part where the mind has a hard time with the Course in Miracles. There's nothing to do. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to engage with it mentally in any way. You just have to do it. You do not have to engage with it mentally in any way. Just say the words to yourself and do the thing. Just look at that and say the words. That's it. You don't have to believe it. That's all spiritual practices. And I don't know why people think they have to know how the spiritual practice works. Why does it work like that? And you don't even question your iPhone. You don't question your microwave. You don't question your car. There's so many things in your life you do not question whatsoever, but you want to question the hell out of spirituality. I don't know why it works. It works. Do it. I mean, fuck it. You still driving your car, right? Did you demand an explanation when you were at the Mercedes-Benz dealership and you just bought a new car? Did you demand an explanation? Tell me how this Mercedes-Benz works before I buy it. Hell no. You liked it. You picked it. You got in. You turned the key. You trust that it works. I don't know why we don't trust that spirituality works. It just works. Just do it. Yes. Yes, everyone. Beautiful. Beautiful. Cloved, you're up next. How you loving, family? And anyone in the audience, if you have never been on stage or if you're being quiet, ain't no time to be quiet. It's time to tap that little raise hand button at the bottom, come up on stage and share something with us. It's share something with us. Say, I liked that I'm seeing now that what I'm seeing is not neutral. The thought comes first. Beautiful. That's a beautiful share. Tap that little, because remember, we're talking about a community of engagers around here. Yes, we're not just talking about people that just listen, people that just hang out, people. There's too many people floating around the internet like that. They just float from video to video. Don't learn anything. Don't go deep. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Engage, comment, share, talk about it, share it with someone, have conversations about it. Be in it. Be in it. All right. Who's next? Club Bed. How you love it?
Supreme blessings. Can I be heard?
Very loud and clear. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Awesome. I have new thoughts about Clubhouse today.
Look, my thoughts about Clubhouse today are not neutral. I don't like it, right?
It's so, this is such an amazing lesson. And it does, how do I want to say this? I feel like it invites me even deeper to just stop placing meaning on things. I've gotten to a place in my personal development where pretty quickly, like within a minute, most times. But even inside of that minute, right, it's like, what am I creating inside of that minute? So I just feel like this is a really great invitation to lessen and lessen and lessen the amount of time that I look at anything and place any meaning. Because a lot of times, I know for me, like the apartment I'm in, I love my apartment, and I almost didn't choose this apartment because it had great paint on the walls. And I placed a meeting on great paint. Like, why is it great? You know, I went through the apartment and I couldn't see anything else other than this great paint. And the leasing lady was like, if we take away the like great paint, if we act like it's not here, you know, do you like this apartment? I was like, I don't know. Like, I was just standing in the middle of the room. I don't know. I need to walk around. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. And I'm looking at how I can apply this to every area, you know, of my life, because I'm really clear that is the meaning that I make about things, good or what we call good or bad. It creates a vibration, because we already covered like our thoughts are vibrate and they create all the images that we see. So the quicker I get to a place of not placing meaning on anything, absolutely anything, I feel like the universe now has like I've set myself up perfectly for the universe to show me all the colors on the color wheel, because now I'm not interjecting what color I feel is there, if that makes sense. So thank you so much. This is a beautiful, beautiful message, passage for the day. I really feel like it's a passage that's going to lead me somewhere really, really glorious. And supreme blessings to everyone listening.
I love that, Clovette. You were able to catch yourself. You were able to see it. You're like, I don't know if I like it because this gray paint is on the walls. And isn't that the perfect metaphor for what we're looking at? We're looking at something and we're not really seeing it. Our mind made up the gray paint. Everything is painted with gray. You know, I used to be so depressed and everything was gray. It was painted with gray. I didn't have hope. I didn't have any sizzle in my soul. You know, the sizzle, you got to have some sizzle in your soul. That's the aliveness. I didn't have it. Things was painted gray. Why? Because the thought always comes first. That's what I'm carrying with myself today, so that I'll be a master of myself in my world, in my life, and manifestations. The thought always comes first. Reverend Z, you figured out how to do the super chat. Yay! Reverend Z, money in the vortex, money in the vortex, money in the vortex. I can't go too loud because I am in an establishment. Y'all know how crazy Casey gets. OMG. Yay! Woo-hoo. I just love when we have money in the vortex, because it feels like money swirling around all of us. Money in the vortex. That's why we say money in the vortex around here. All right, Nadia. Okay, I just making asking because my comment was deleted. Just wanted to make sure I didn't say anything wrong. Oh, your comment was deleted. What was your comment? I didn't mean to delete it. I don't think I saw it. Please tell me again, Nadia, what was your comment? I don't think I meant to delete that cut. That could have been an error. I clicked something wrong. Um, please tell me again what it was. Okay. Let me know what it was. Okay, give thanks. I am grateful to be in this year with you, guiding me to know truth for the betterment of my soul's journey. Woo! And I was smiling yesterday, Reverend Z, at the thought of seeing you down here in Cancun in Mexico. I was loving that idea. Loving that idea. Yay! All right, who's next? Dia, how you loving?
Good morning, everybody. I'm loving well. Thank you. I just had, when I initially read the idea for today, I see no neutral things. Immediately, I had resistance to that, because I was thinking about things around me, and I'm like, how come they can't be neutral? Because they're not, they're not doing anything, or so I'm thinking, well, why can't they be neutral? But then I started reasoning it, through with all of the previous ideas that we've had from day to day. And I was thinking nothing is neutral because I create the things and I fill them with the meaning that they have for me. And if I have no neutral thoughts, then it's impossible for me to create anything that's neutral. So when that came to mind, I was like, oh, I was like, I'm just not so used to getting answers so easily in my life, and so this course is kind of like blowing me away that everything just seems so cut and dry, and I just finally came to the conclusion it's really a manifestation of that saying that life is but a dream. And I'm complete.
Dia, you know what I love about the course? That exact same thing. It's like a knife through hot butter. I mean, a hot knife through butter. It just slices. And that's how truth is. Truth slices. There's no wishy-washiness. There's no gray. There's no in between. It is what it is. And it just slices. Like I feel it. It feels like a two-edged sword to me. And I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Who's next? Rosa J. Hodge. How you loving, Rosa? And Rosa, you can unmute. Okay, Rosa, we're not hearing you. If you tap the mic button at the lower right corner of your phone, then we will hear you unmute. Okay.
I have no neutral thoughts. I have no neutral thoughts. And I was sitting here trying to touch in, but I have a cover on my case, on my phone. Anyway, I like the fact that I have no neutral thoughts is a statement of proof, or it solidifies the fact that everything, until we learn the course, until we learn how to be neutral in everything, and then we have to practice these things just by saying the thought. That's it. Not analyzing it, not doing anything. I have no neutral thoughts. But my job or my desire is to be neutral on every level. You've met these gurus that bring tears to your eyes. When you walk into their space, you know immediately that they're not attached. The ultimate goal, I see it as being not to let nothing outside of self create any feeling, never positive nor negative. I'm just neutral with it. It's all right. And I don't have to have an opinion. I don't have to. I'm living in this world of non-opinionation. Nothing. No thought about it. What you say to me, what you express in my life, how you act in my life, I am a existentialist in set. And I've been striving this for years, since I learned about how to become unattached. And it takes practice. But there are people who do that, who live in neutrality all the time. They have achieved this point of being here and not being attached to anything. Reverend Val, you remind me of that. One of the things that I believe allows you to move about the country so freely is that you are unattached from material things, people, places, and things. I can carry them with me. I can carry the thought, but I'm not attached to it. I don't have to be up in your space to be a part of your life. I don't have to see you every day, talk to you every day, or anything. I know that we are all attached, just as our thoughts transcend space, time, and energy, because if you think first, that thought is something that goes out into the universe and that can be captured by anybody. Anybody listening or seeing it, they'll be like, oh yeah, that's right. Well, they've caught your thought. So the thoughts that I try to maintain and be unattached is that I am love, and I give my love to you. Period. No judgment, no nothing. To be unattached, and I think this is what the Course is creating, people who are not attached to anything. Nothing outside of me can change my attitude, because I am so profound in the fact that I am God, and God does not make judgments. God does not criticize. God does not do the negative things that humans do. So my ultimate goal is to be unattached, to not let my thoughts control my actions, just be neutral. And so we've had these lessons up to this point, stating and constantly stating that I am neutral, really, in everything. Because I now understand that no matter what I think, unless I stay focused in on that, it cannot manifest. So I have to be very careful about that whole thought that I have some meaning, and I don't mean that like I don't mean anything, but that my ultimate goal is to produce happiness, joy, life, love, and all of that. But I can't do that if I have angst and anxiety about it. If I see a poor person on the street, if I get all in my feelings as opposed to all in my how can I help this situation, then nothing changes. It's about changing and coming into your God consciousness at a level higher than the third dimension, probably higher than the fifth dimension.
Ashe.
So
And
that's what we're learning.
it's beautiful. And, Rosa, it's so true. I did not come by the non attachment lessons easily. They were very difficult for me because I came in with an abandonment issue, right? To heal. As Kabbalah also teaches that before you come into this life, you stand sort of at a conveyor belt, in heaven with God and so forth and so on. This imagery just helps us to understand some universal facts. Please don't take it as the be all end all. It's not, it's just a way of looking at things. That you were in heaven with God and the angels and your spirit guides and your ancestors and everyone, and it was a conveyor belt, and they asked you what you wanted to work on in this particular lifetime as a soul, and you said, abandonment. Okay, great. And so you picked up abandonment off of the conveyor belt. That's my life issue, so that I can ascend. I'm gonna overcome this abandonment, and know that I couldn't be abandoned. And so people that come in with an abandonment issue get attached to everything and everyone. Don't leave me, don't leave me. Because underneath the surface, there's this abandonment thing. And if we don't deep dive into that and understand, I couldn't be abandoned. It's literally impossible to be abandoned when you are the universe and the universe is you. Well, because of that, I had some very difficult non-attachment lessons, and one of them being, I think the universe just kept, I call it the great stripping. The universe just kept chopping things off from me, like whole apartments of stuff would be gone, right? And in one of my evictions, I only had one eviction. In the eviction, half my stuff was gone. I couldn't take it all. It was impossible to take it all. And then I moved again, and then I had to get rid of some more stuff. You would not believe how much stuff I had. Stuff that I didn't use in years, but I might use it. No, I need this. No, this is precious. I might need it, but you haven't worn that dress in 5 years. Yeah, but I might, maybe. Oh, you won't. Give it to someone. And so I kept letting go. And the more I let go, the more I felt free, and the more free I felt. And then I'm reading Walden by Henry David Thoreau. And in Walden, he left everything. He left society, he left humanity, and he built his own house in the woods, and he lived in there for 2 years. Literally, he took pieces of wood and he put it together, and he banged and he made a house with like just nature, and he stayed in nature for years. And he said for 2 years, and that's where he wrote Walden. on civil disobedience. It's called Walden on civil disobedience. That thing rings in my soul so much. That is my book for this year, Walden, because when he was there with nothing, it was just like a mat to lay on and a fire, maybe one pot, one plate. Like, he didn't have stuff. He said he was sitting at the little, he made like a little desk, like a little maybe wooden thing, wooden ledge, not even a desk, at the window where he could look out at the lake and write. And I'm a writer, so that just speaks to my soul. And he was writing, and he said he looked on his desk and he saw that there was something like a stone there or something like that. And he said he got so afraid because he said the thing would need dusting and it would need my care. And he took it and threw it out the window. And he says in there that most men, the mass of men, lead lives of quiet desperation. Why? Because you're locked in a prison, the prison of your house. He says your house is your prison. And he said it's a mausoleum because you're going to die in there. Isn't it? It's a lovely mausoleum. It's a mausoleum with pillows you love. You love the sofas in your mausoleum. It's a coffin. It's a big coffin. And you lock it up every night. You lock yourself in it. Every night you lock yourself in your coffin. And it's lovely. And it's all secure. No one can get in. You have bars. You have gates, you have windows, you have doors. Oh, and you take care of everything in there. That is your coffin. And he says it clearly in Walden. If you read Walden, you will be astounded. You'll be astounded at the fact that we give so much of our life force energy to taking care of things. They're not even people. I mean, it's beautiful if you've been taking care of your mom rather than taking care of things. We're taking care of things. You can't go on a trip because you have a whole house, your big mausoleum, your crypt. And then who's going to watch your crypt while you're gone? But you have to pay a third or half of your money every single month to keep this crypt because that's where mostly all your money is going. So you can't go on a retreat. And then you have to have electricity in your mausoleum. And then you have to have gasoline to keep the things in your mausoleum. And then you have to pay for the Wi-Fi in your mausoleum. And then you have to pay for grass outside your mausoleum, someone to come cut it, or you cut it, or buy the lawnmowers. And then you have to buy the gas for the lawnmowers. And then you have to buy a car because you got your mausoleum in a place that's not close to people or where you want to be. And so you have to get a car to transport yourself back and forth from your mausoleum to all the places you want to go. And then you have to buy things for your car because, of course, now that you have a car, you have to get mats for the floor in your car. And then now you have to get something to dangle from the rearview mirror of your car. And then you have to buy the new hubs, the wheels for the things that go on the tires. You have to buy those. And then when the tires go bad, you have to buy some more tires for your car. And then you have to buy more things for your mausoleum. So do you see that as soon as one thing wears out, you're going to go to another store and you're going to buy another something. And then you have to buy all of your clothes and things for. Do you understand that most people are caught in that loop and they think it's perfectly normal? No, they call that living life. They call that life.
Worry about where this stuff is going to go when they die.
Really? Yes. Now, here's the deal. What I learned is this, and family, put it in the chat, share this, speak this. Here's who wins at the end of life. I'm going to tell you what upper realms taught me. The angels taught me this so many years ago, and I took it to heart, and I meditated on that thing, and I reflected on it, and I walked it out, and I chewed it, and I said, they're right. Here is what the angels told me. This is what they said. The one who has the most experiences wins. This life is not about things at all. It's 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 about the one who has the most experiences wins. Why? Why does it work that way? Because when you have experiences, you're in it now. You're like, oh, I just drank tequila for the first time. Oh, I never had tequila before. I'm a teetotaler. The other day, the Instagrammers were helping me. They're like, this is how you drink tequila. Kaisi, no, you do it like this, Kaisi. You take it to the head, Kaisi. I'm like, I don't know how to do this thing. This is the first time I ever drank tequila, right? I never had that experience before. And we're not talking about just spiritual experiences, just yoga, just this, just that. I have a ton of those experiences too. We're talking just experiences, right? All the experiences that life puts in front of you, simply say yes to it. So life put in front of me tequila. You want tequila? I was like, yes, give it to me. I'm a teetotaler. I don't even drink. Give it to me. Give me the tequila, right? Or wine. Would you like a glass of wine? Yeah, give it to me. Sip the wine. Or I've had wine before, but I never had tequila before. So I drink the tequila, and now you have the experience. What does experience give you? Understanding. Ooh. Oh, now I understand some things that I didn't understand before I had this experience. And where does understanding take you? It's a bridge, it's a bridge, it's a bridge. Understanding takes you to compassion. Now you have compassion for other people because you have understanding. People that don't know shit are people that just stay in their own house, they stay in their own church, they have a rut. They have their house, which is their mausoleum, their crypt, where they're gonna die. And they're just preparing themselves to die. They're just making their nest because one day they're just going to die in there, right? And then they go to one little church. They go to the same church every Sunday, sit in the same place. They know everybody in there. They've been there 40, 50 years. Then they go to the store and then they come back home, or maybe go to work and come back home, or maybe go to a friend's house and come back home. You have a grooves I had it, that you do all the time. And that's your little grooves. And if you looked at it on a map, it would, from above, you would see, well, that's my whole life. That's my whole life in this, right here on the map. Hmm. When this whole universe is waiting for you, but that's my whole life. So the question becomes, is that how you want to live your life? Or do you want to be free? Have experiences. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with things. I love things. I still have things. I got 2 storage units. I pay for the storage units. I'm getting less things and less things. I'm giving away things. I gave away a whole bunch of stuff in my house in Mexico. Right now, my home in Mexico, someone else is having the beautiful enjoyment of my home in Mexico. I'm not tied to any one home. And the beautiful thing about it is there are so many things in that Mexico home that I'm giving away and selling. Just giving them away, just giving them away, just giving it away. I feel so free. Experiences. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Not supposed to be, because you don't have to. There's nothing you're supposed to be doing other than what you're doing. That's the invitation. And if you're feeling in any way stuck, I love this message. We have a message, we have someone in the chat about being stuck and having the experience of addictions and being stuck. I'm going to tell you the answer right now to being stuck. I'm going to tell you the answer. I love it. Intuitively in sync. I'm going to tell you the answer right now to being stuck. Smash up the likes, family. Smash up the likes on the channel. Wherever you're watching, smash up the shares and smash it. Smash-a-thon, smash-a-thon, smash-a-thon. So we tell everyone to be here in the mornings at 7 a.m. Here is the answer to being stuck. You did not answer the call to adventure. You did not answer the call to adventure. You did not answer the call to adventure. The angels held their hand out to you and said, come. And you didn't know where the angel was going, so you made up a story about not going. When the angel holds out the hand and says, come, grab the angel's hand and go with them. Don't have to know where you're going. Don't have to ask where you're going. Don't have to ask what's going to happen, how it's going to be once you get over there. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Okay? So why are we stuck? Get the book Intuitively in Sync. I'm going to give you 3 books of mine. They're only 11 each. They're in a kit. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put them all together in one hardbound volume. They're in a kit. Here, it's a series. It's called No Excuses Manifesto. They're big workbooks. No Excuses Manifesto, Dark Night of the Soul, and Why You're Stuck. You can be unstuck, and you can be unstuck right now. You can be unstuck right now. You see, the key is that I've had all these incredible experiences, and with all the experiences that I've had, it pales into comparison. It's an iota of the experiences that are out here for me to have. Of all the experiences I've had, all the countries I've been to, all the foods I've eaten, all the people I've met. I mean, smiling, there are smiling faces all over this entire planet. On just about every continent, well, on every continent, there are smiling people, beautiful people. And I am telling you, thank you so much for putting up the Amazon link. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I so appreciate it. I tell you one thing, when you have these experiences, you are changed. You're no longer stuck. It would be impossible to have all the experiences that spirit is inviting you to have. I'm not telling you to jump out there and do what I'm doing, because I'm doing me. You are doing you. You have been called to something. You have been guided to something. You're being inspired to go somewhere, do something, and you didn't answer the call to adventure. And the best place that you can really learn more about this is if you look at Joseph Campbell's work. Just look at Joseph Campbell and the mythos and mythology. Look at Joseph Campbell on YouTube. He has incredible interviews with Joseph Campbell on YouTube about the myth, the adventure, the hero's quest. You're not on your hero's quest. That's why you're stuck. Everyone who is not on their hero's quest, you're sitting at home, you're waiting for a solution, you're watching videos, you're reading books, you're trying to get it, you're going to stay stuck. Look at me. You are going to stay stuck because you are not on your hero's quest. Everyone has a hero's quest and it looks different. Maybe yours is going to the homeless shelter and feeding people and talking to the people there. You know what it is. Maybe it's going to the pre hey, there's a bird flying right over me. It's been my beautiful companion. Maybe it's going to the preemie in the hospital and you feel drawn to preemies and you know you're supposed to go in that direction. That's the universe holding out the invitation. Maybe there's a country you know you're supposed to go out on your hero's quest. It doesn't mean you're supposed to get rid of your house, because that everybody's hero's quest looks different. Please don't compare it. You know, you received an invitation and you didn't say yes. You made up a story. You made up a story. Always use my children as a hindrance. Yes, they've been able because I instilled it in them. Truth, I've been afraid to move and be rejected. Now I'm complete and ready to journey. Come on, so motivated. That's what I'm talking about, journey. We all know what it is. And if we're absolutely honest with ourselves, we know I just did it. I'm going to tell you what my hero's quest looks like and how it sometimes has gotten me. Last year, when I went to Mexico. And I came to discover, work my way down through Latin America, Central America, South America, all of that, like see all these amazing places, do all these amazing things, right? That right in our backyard. And Mexico has no test to come in, no vax, no nothing. It's like Mexico is like, come on in because people who come here, they're going to enjoy it. They're going to spend money. They're going to eat good food. Mexico ain't crazy. Mexico did not shut themselves down like that. Mexico and El Salvador, two most freest countries in the world. You could be in Mexico for years and not steal all of Mexico. Okay, well, anyway, um, I was going to say something about the Hero's Quest, but I don't remember what it is. Okay, let's continue. Who's next? Who's next? Latoy. How you living, Latoy? Latoya, I'm not sure if you can speak. I do remember what I was saying was something about the house and safety, but I'll tell it. Just remind me, it's about safety. Latoya, are you able to unmute and share? While Latoya gets in a position to be able to speak on Clubhouse, I'm going to share with you what occurred for me. Here's what occurred for me. What occurred for me was that I had to think about safety, security, that like once again, that abandonment issue will cause us to try to hold on to things, be safe, find your footing, find your grounding, and kind of dig in roots. And if you're a nomad or a gypsy like me, that's not what you're supposed to do. And one of the things that I love about Ram Dass is his teacher told him a guru or a yogi is like water, best to keep moving, flowing. A guru or a yogi is best if they keep moving. Don't stay in one spot too long because they're like water. If water stays stagnant in one place too long, it's not good for them, right? So there's a moving energy or there's a flow energy that goes with guru or yogi or teacher. It doesn't mean that you're supposed to move from house to house. You look at what that means for you. Well, what it meant for me is that I have this thing about safety. And so I was in Mexico, December of 2020. I went to Mexico. And so all of 2020, I traveled. I traveled everywhere I wanted to go. It was beautiful. It was beautiful because it wasn't crowded. And it was super cheap because nobody was doing it. So it was like fun, like, oh, the crowds, everybody's inside. Great. I can go outside. So anyway, at the end of 2020, I went to Mexico. December of 2020, I went to Mexico, and I loved it. Oh my God, I love that part of Mexico, and I heard so much about Merida and how this could be an incredible home base, and you can live there. It's a beautiful life. It's paradise, and so forth. And so it's so good, so good, so good. It's really cheap. Well, very much cheaper than Miami. Relatively, because there's no cheap place and there's no expensive place. They're all relative to each other. Well, I went to Merida in December of 2020. Oh my God, I loved it. I just walked to Paseo de Montejo and it's just beautiful. I'm learning my Spanish because, what do you call a person that speaks two languages? Bilingual. What do you call a person who speaks one language? American. So I have to break that in myself. I have to speak Spanish. My daddy was Puerto Rican. I got to do it. Okay. Let me do it. And so I'm learning my Spanish and I'm loving life. And I've been here for staying in a hotel for like a month, and a beautiful hotel, really nice. Then go to another one for a couple of weeks. I'm just going around. I'm just flowing. And then something says, oh, I love it here so much. I can have a home base here. And this home could be where I hop all over, Mexico, Guatemala, just all the countries, right? All the places, see all the things, hop all around from this spot here in Merida. Sounded like a good plan. So I start looking for a place. I'm in the groups of people that live here. It's so beautiful. People come down to visit. I have a retreat. They love it. It's paradise. It's beautiful. I get the home in April. Oh, home is beautiful. You saw the tour. Home is gorgeous, beautiful, super cheap. 3, 4 bedroom studio, 3.5 baths, service room, pool, all of it. 3 cars can park in the front, rooftop deck where I do my yoga. I mean, beautiful, 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 more than what I even asked. And somewhere around September, October, I began to I'm antsy. I'm antsy. Now the house is beautiful. Nothing wrong with the house. The house is beautiful, 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 beautiful. I mean, everybody that comes in the house is like, oh, this house is so beautiful. And I would have the meetups at the house, right? Like Bitcoin meetups and things like that. The people come to my house and oh, this house is beautiful. Eh, Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And one day around September, October, as I start getting antsy and you feel the energy moving, you feel the energy. Okay, I've explored Merida. I went to the ancient ruins. I went to Uxmal, ancient city. I went to Chichen Itza, ancient city. Went to all these places. Oh, it's lovely, beautiful, amazing. Cenotes and amazing, amazing. Experience all the dining and the this and that. It's so beautiful. And I got the flavor of the place. I'm like, okay, okay. September, October, I start feeling something. I start feeling something. What's going on with me? What is happening? What's happening? And it's like an antsiness and like an unsatisfaction, like a divine discontent brewing in my spirit. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Right? December, it came to me. Leave. Like you started putting roots in. Ooh, now I get it. That's why I'm antsy because I started putting roots in. It's so easy. It's so easy. It happens without us even realizing it. The roots started going in, and like I come to the same house every day, and I'm like, what am I? I had to shake myself. Whoa, 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 what? Wait a minute. I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm getting a little too settled in. And I'm going to tell you the thought that jumped me out of it. Here was the thought that popped me out of it. The thought that popped me out of it is if I don't do this, go around the whole world, see the whole world, see all these things for however long. I don't know how long it's going to be, for however long my spirit is. If I don't go on my hero's quest, that will be a deathbed regret. And I can't do that. No, no. Pack your bags. House, bye. I love you. See you. People that I got the house from, let's talk. Because when you change, you don't have to just burn up everything you had. You make arrangements with people, you make it all be orderly and beautiful and peaceful. Everybody's happy. That's how you know it's a divine plan. If I don't do this, I will have a regret and I will have no deathbed regrets. Like I always wanted to go and see Kilimanjaro, or I always wanted to go on safari, or I always wanted to go and see the northern lights in Greenland or something like that. I always wanted to go on an Alaskan cruise, but I never did none of that shit. Oh no, 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 that's not gonna be me. Cause I'm gonna do it all. I'm gonna set this fucking thing on fire and I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. No regrets. I'm gonna ride this puppy till the wheels fall off, which would mean living. That's all it really means. It means living and answering the call to adventure. So you got a call to adventure, you got an invitation, and you didn't answer it. Okay, I didn't answer mine either. It's okay. Are you gonna answer it now? Are you gonna answer it now? Didn't go away. Latoy, are you able to speak?
Yes, good morning. My phone got stuck. For like a minute there.
Oh,
So
how you loving?
I am loving good. This actually has something to do with both aspects of what you said. When it came to answering the call to adventure, as well as not adding meaning to something. So I don't know if you saw in Ascension, I wrote in on Discord that I actually did my AVAX onto MetaMask, and
Wait a minute, Latoy. They don't understand what a big deal this is because we're in Ascension and we had an urgent Ascension update the other day. I'm like, y'all, if y'all don't get on this money, y'all don't want money. Okay. So get on it. And and Latoy, you have been making huge moves. So go on. I just had to surprise you on that and appreciate you and honor you for that because that's a big deal. Continue.
thank you, and I appreciate the knowledge you gave us to do this, because I answered the call to adventure because I picked myself out, like I said. So when I did it from Kraken to MetaMask, and I'm like, you always say do $10 or do $20, but with Kraken, you had to like do what would be the equivalent of like $50. So I'm like, oh God, oh God. I'm like, no, wait, if it's 50 and you mess up, it's okay. Is it something you're gonna cry about if you lose? I'm like, if you lose it, I'm like, no. Okay, take a deep breath. And I did it, and then I transferred it over from Kraken to MetaMask, and I don't see it in MetaMask. I'm like, okay, I just lost $50. Take a breath. It's okay. It's okay. Then I go back to Kraken. It's like, it's sending. I'm like, you are a nutcase. You freaked out for nothing. You added meaning to the 50, even though you said you weren't going to add meaning to the 50. So, but I still answered the call to adventure. So I'm like, okay, you freaked yourself out. Take a breath. Do the rest tomorrow. So thank you, Kaisi. I'm complete.
And you know what I love about that, Latoy? You recognize that as a call to adventure. And the call to adventure is going where you really want to go and where you asked to go and where you said you wanted to go, right? We said wealth. And it's like, okay, let's go. And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I thought you were just going to give it to me. Right?
Yep, and if it gives you chills, I think you said this, if it gives you chills, you were meant to do it because you're coming out of your little imposed box of reality. This means you're coming out of your comfort zone. So definitely do it. It's an adventure.
And how do you feel, Latoy? Like, don't you feel alive when you're doing those things? Like, you feel nervous, but you also feel alive. You feel fully engaged. You're like, "Ooh, I'm doing something."
Yep, I did a woohoo at the end of that. It's your thoughts that limit you, and the action is what frees you. So.
Beautiful. I want to speak to the lies America likes to tell about Mexico. They're lies. Family, they are straight up lies. They will not tell you that Mexico is very advanced, that it's technologically advanced, that is super beautiful, that is has 30 states, over 30 states. They have cenotes, waterfalls, lakes, some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, beautiful people. That dude walking around, I'm telling you, with the sombrero and the guitar, with a poncho on and a donkey. I haven't seen him. I'm telling you, what they are gaslighting you. Why? Because in America they need you to be a battery. They need you to be a battery. In you are in the matrix, and they put it in a beautiful picture. The American dream. Buy a house, get a car, have a picket fence, get a better car. It's the American dream. Don't you know everyone wants to come here for the American dream because we're the best country in the world? They are fucking gaslighting you and making you think things that are not true. And they've been doing it since I was born in America. Now, I'm not saying America is not a lovely place, it's a wonderful place. It's not the only wonderful place. It's a wonderful place if that's your jam. And I'm also letting you know that there's hundreds of other countries, hundreds. Try them for yourself. But if you believe what they show you on CNN and MSNBC, you're going to be stuck. If you believe what the media shows you, they already have proven to you that Bill Gates and other people bought the media. They've already proven it to you. They have documents. This is not a conspiracy theory. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm of the mind, let me go find out for myself. Okay, I heard from you. Let me go find out for myself because that's the way my soul is taking me. All right. Card for the day, the Hermit. What is the Hermit about? The Hermit is about you spending time with yourself today and going up on the high mountain where the Hermit is, high up in the sky, and that you bring your own light with you. It is very amazing that we have the Hermit today because the Hermit is bearing a light, the Star of David. Even as today we spoke of Kabbalah, the Hermit is all about you being with you today. Take some time with yourself today to reflect, meditate, go within. You need your spiritual meditation reflection time today. Put a little hermit energy into your life. Let's go to the galactic signature for the day, and then we're going to wrap up. Dr. Denise Bacchus, also known as Queen Hadassah.
Good morning, everyone. Once again, our galactic signature for today is Blue Solar Storm. So let's get into that. I pulse in order to catalyze, realizing energy. I feel the matrix of self-generation, the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of vision. I pulse in order to catalyze, realizing energy. I feel the matrix of self-generation with the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of vision. I pulse in order to catalyze, realizing energy. I feel the matrix of self-generation with the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of vision. Blue solar storm.
Ooh, we got a blue solar storm day today. Blue solar storm. OMG. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love you, family. I appreciate you, family. Family, you are so freaking awesome. If you're in the clubhouse room, tap on those links at the top. First, this book link at the top. Next, tap on this link at the top, which is our soul excursions. Harmony, can you talk about our soul excursions for a second? Harmony is our travel queen, our travel goddess.
Yes, we have a lot of trips coming up, and as Reverend Love always says, Clubhouse is great, YouTube is great, but community is something that I can't even explain. Every time we are in community together on one of these incredible trips, journeys around the globe. It's really a soul journey, and you never come back the same. You always come back better than whenever you got on the plane. So we have a lot of exciting things coming up. We have Miami on 222. Then we have Dubai in April, and you still have time to get on a payment plan, 3 payment plans for Dubai. And then we'll be in Cappadocia in late June, July. And then in the fall, we'll be going to Seychelles and Zanzibar. So be sure to check out Soul Excursions, and whatever resonates with you, come on with us. I hope they all resonate, because I know I'm excited.
I'll be at all of them. I go to all the retreats because I need them, and I'm answering the call to adventure, and I'm not being stuck. I'm not being stuck for nobody, not especially when they showed me how to be free. Family, you are loved and appreciated. If you don't know what we're talking about today, go to ValerieLove.com, and it links to everything. ValerieLove.com. I love you. God bless you. Peace. Everybody on Clubhouse, can you send some love to everybody on YouTube and Facebook? Send some love. Have a beautiful day. Peace, family. Peace, peace, peace. God bless.